7 o'clock, I'm going to call this meeting to order. May all please stand. Mayor, will you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance? Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, everyone. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for being here. Many residents are frustrated, and this is why the meeting was not pushed off and why we moved it to a larger location tonight, so everyone who wanted to attend could be heard. Borough Council supports the men and women of MMPNW and the vital work they do to protect this community. When the situation was brought to my attention, I met directly with Fire Chief Mark Sanders, and since then, there has been productive and ongoing conversations focused on solutions. Tonight is your time to comment. There will be no back and forth, but every opinion matters. Please remain respectful, stay within a 5-minute comment period, as we do have many items on the agenda. Please speak clearly when stating your name so we can ensure your questions and concerns are addressed properly. Anyone at this time can please come to either microphone and stand and make your public comment.
Yeah, my name is Donald Graham. I live just right outside of Mercersburg, Rockwell, Maine. So recently the comment was made about barn fire that took place here recently, and someone had mentioned about just let the barn burn, and that's what they were going to do with any of the fires from now on. They weren't allowed to use the fire hydrants, and I have an issue with that. Not only, do we pay money out and donations to the fire hall for such things, but comments like that is going to affect all of our house insurance. What are they going to say? If you're not going to put the fires out on the house, I mean, are we going to have fire insurance on our house? I don't know if anybody thought that, but I thought to bring that up. I'm sure there's, I don't see the person that here tonight that made that comment. At least I don't see him sitting up here. I don't know why that is. I think he should have been here. So, do you have anything to reply to that?
Well, we're going to give our reply at the end when everybody's done with their public comment, and hopefully that can answer your questions.
Okay. Thank you.
Is there anyone else?
Hello, my name is Brenda Hahn, and I don't live in the borough. We live outside on Charlestown Road, and but we shop, we eat in town, and so the whole incident with the water issue, with mains breaking and always having to boil water, it's like I feel bad for my other, people that live in Mercersburg. I got friends that live in the borough, and it's like, whatever needs to be done to repair or update the system so that it's good drinking water is very important. And so I just want to, voice my opinion. the places that we eat and serve water. We want to know that it's going to be good for everybody. So, like I said, I don't live in town, but I want everybody to have good drinking water. And, you know, also with what happened with the fire and all that, it's like somehow to raise the funds to be able to fix this problem would be great. So, thank you.
And we do have a couple things on our agenda to clear up some things after everybody's comment as well. Would you like to go ahead?
My name is Ben Dugas, and just would like to take a minute. This is a frustrating situation. It's a frustrating situation for everyone, right? I started going to the water meetings because I couldn't understand why things were the way they are. And when I go to a water meeting and I don't see anybody else there from the public, and then I hear people complain, it's kind of, if you want to be part of the solution, then you have to show up and work at it. From what I've heard by going to the public water meetings, there are steps being taken. There are things that are trying to be done. And there are things that were mandated that we have to do. And that is something that the water board doesn't have a control over. They don't have a control over the drought. They don't have a control over what the DEP tells us that we have to do. And they can issue a requirement or ask that we all conserve, but it's up to us to choose to do it. If this town works together, we can solve the problems. If we don't, then it probably is going to become even more difficult. I'd like to see this many people and more at every public water meeting. Go and listen to what's being said. Get the facts. And if you have a better solution, I have not seen a situation in the times I've been to the public water meetings where I didn't think the board was listening. You know? But they're only people trying to do the best they can in the constraints that they have to function under. And as far as our infrastructure problems, there are things being done to work on the pipes and that sort of thing. But it comes down to the almighty dollar. We try for grants, we try for loans. We can only do what we can do. We're a very small community that is now in need of a lot of money. And that is a difficult thing that we're all facing. It's not just one, it's all. So my thing, I think, to close is I hope every water meeting has this many people. Come out, support your community, learn about the problems. You may be the one that has the solution. Thanks.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Derek Martin. I have a question more with billing issues. So my meter broke sometime before the October bill. It was cut in half. I called right after I got my bill, and it took about 6 weeks to get a call back from the borough. They came out December 29th, changed my meter, because they said, yes, it did not move from my last bill to this bill. Now this, for my October-November bill, I got an actual reading of 17,000 gallons when the meter did not move. How many other people are having this issue? But, I mean, I called about it and didn't really get a good response from the borough on this, the office, and I think it needs addressed. Thank you.
My name is is Emily Moore. I live on Buchanan Trail West. I also have had some pretty major billing issues. I was billed for 78,000 gallons, and the borough did take the stance to give me my money, well, not give me my money back, but to pick a number that they felt was reasonable for me to pay. Now, while that sounds like that's reasonable, I still don't know what it's based off of. I don't know if my readings are accurate. I don't know whether to dispute a $500 bill, or that's just what it is now with a 40% increase. So I guess there's still a lot of questions about the billing and how it works and what's right and what's accurate. I don't mind paying my bill. I don't mind as long as it's accurate. But I don't know what to trust. There was never a legitimate reason for, I mean, I've had an entire year where my bills weren't accurate. They replaced my meter, and then I was billed 22,000 gallons before the 78,000 gallons. But regardless, it would be nice to know what is accurate and what we're paying for. And then along those lines, if what we're paying for includes upgrades, where all this water's going, I don't know. I feel like Mercersburg can't do it alone. I feel like we want to fix the infrastructure. We know we have issues, but the budget isn't there to support it. We don't really know what to do. I guess my solution, or my question, is have we requested a state of emergency that opens up federal funding to maybe help support some of this? I'm sorry, I'm not a public speaker, but just some thoughts for you guys to consider.
Okay, Connie, did you grab her name? Can you repeat your name again?
Emily Moore. Thank you.
Emily and Derek, we can take a better look at your water bills. Thank you for coming. You, ma'am.
Good evening, President and members of the Mercersburg Borough Council. My name is Kendra DeGrange, and I'm here this evening to formally present a petition signed by the residents of the Borough of Mercersburg. This petition requests the immediate removal or appropriate disciplinary action regarding Edward Twine due to ongoing water authority issues and actions that have raised serious concerns about public safety, accountability, and governance. For an extended period of time, borough residents have experienced persistent problems with the municipal water system, including inconsistent access to clean water, drinkable water, frequent water main breaks, and steadily increasing water costs without corresponding improvements in service. These issues have placed an undue burden on the residents and businesses and have eroded public confidence in the Water Authority's leadership. Most concerning, however, is the reported unauthorized removal of the hydrant access from the MMP&W Fire Department. This action directly jeopardizes emergency response capabilities and the safety of both residents and first responders. Compounding this concern are statements attributed to Mr. Twine, indicating to let the buildings burn. Regardless of intent, such remarks are deeply troubling and incompatible with the responsibilities of a public official or authority leader. This petition represents not frustration alone, but a collective demand for accountability and responsible oversight. The residents who signed it are asking this council to intervene, to conduct an immediate review of these matters, and to take appropriate corrective or disciplinary action to restore trust and ensure the safety and the welfare of the borough. We respectfully urge the Mercersburg Borough Council to acknowledge the seriousness of these concerns and to act promptly and transparently. The people of Mercersburg deserve reliable water service, responsible leadership, and assurance that public safety will never be compromised. I'll be available afterwards if anybody would like to sign. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Hi, my name is Lisa Glacken. I live in the borough, fairly new to the community. We moved here in July of '23. And since I moved in, my water issues it's never been right. The billing has been constantly off. And it started when I first moved in, and they were billing me for the prior owners. And it took like a whole year to get that situated. And then just recently, I've had the water meter replaced. Last time they billed me for 25,000 gallons. It's just me and my son. We watch every single drop of water that comes out because it is so expensive. And it's getting to the point where like we can't even afford to live in the borough because of the water. Our bill should not be over $1,000 every quarter. It's just two of us. We don't have a pool, I don't water plants, I don't do anything. So I go downstairs and I look at the water meter every night. And it's just weird because sometimes it'll be consistent and then sometimes it'll jump like 400 gallons that night. So I don't know what's going on with the water meters. I mean, not only has the price per gallon increased, but it seems like the usage has increased as well. When I'm pretty sure as a community, we're trying to use less and less because of the cost. But it seems like everybody's usage has gone up as well. So I'm just wondering if this can be addressed or looked into. And I'm not saying anybody's doing this on purpose, but I just think there's something faulty along the way. And the people in the borough's office has been very nice, but again, like the last lady who was talking, when I call, they'll reduce it a little bit, but then they just pick a number that doesn't even match what I wrote down. Do you know what I mean? Like well, this might be okay. You know, and so I just feel like the billing and the water issues, like some other people that have said, really needs to be addressed because this is just, and I mean this with my whole heart, I really can't afford the water anymore. It's getting out of control and I don't know what to do about it. So I'm hoping you guys can address this at some point, honestly. Thank you.
So you called and disputed your water bill?
Yes.
Okay.
Almost every quarter I have to because it's just way off.
Okay, so repeat your last name again?
Sure, it's Glacken, Glacken.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, and I will say, because everybody said, you have a leak. I've had 2 independent plumbers come out to check for leaks. No, I don't have any leaks, so, okay? Thank you.
Thank you.
Ed Beecher, Cove Gap. I've also had the same issues with strange billing incidents. I have one house where nobody lives, another house where I have a tenant, and then suddenly the house where somebody lives has a bill that looks like somebody lives there, and then the house where somebody lives has a bill that looks like nobody lives there. Now the weird thing was, you might be losing money on the one house. So, but there didn't even seem to be concern about that. And the explanations for why these things happen just never seem satisfying. I've had trouble with this for 30 years, so this is just the latest little incident. And you know, I know there's a lot of uproar about this, and I don't think it's fair to totally hold this group of people responsible for the collective neglect of the situation that got us here. From the first meeting I went to with the water situation, they were pretty straight up and just said, we haven't put money aside and planned for the future for the past 30 years and hope you enjoyed your low water rates. But I think going forward, I think we're all expecting some feeling of a plan or going somewhere from the powers that be here. I get confused with the structure of our government. We have these appointed offices that seem to have a big voice in the public. It gets a little confusing because I know we have a Borough Council president and a mayor, and who's speaking for who and where messaging should come from gets a little confusing. But again, I don't think it's totally fair to hold you guys all responsible, but going forward, we might.
Thank you. Sir?
My name is Randy Brake, here representing Bear Valley Water Authority. Just wanted to make the council aware that we did have a proposal to the Mercersburg Water Authority dated March 13th, 2025, where we have proposed an interconnect between our facility and the Mercersburg facility. The cost on that would be somewhere, we had an engineer's estimate of $5 million. That's before any grants or things could be obtained from the state, which would translate to a user fee of around $10 to $13 per 1,000 gallon of water that Mercersburg would purchase, which is awful comparable to the rates that the people are paying in the Bear Valley system. We gave that proposal last March with the 2-year time frame, which we've already expended almost a year of that. But nothing has happened. It would still be a 2-year time frame to get right-of-way agreements to find the best proposed route. We had a couple routes in mind, but no one seemed to care. And I would think, we tried to tell them with our engineer last year that they were looking at a $15 million project with both plants. Tried to explain to them what the funding would be. No one really seemed to want to listen or care. So now we're here a year later, and just about everything we told them last year is true. I would think a $5 million price tag would be worth talking about, but no one to this date has seemed to have any time or interest to discuss it further. I just wanted to be here this evening to answer any questions anyone might have, and we're still available to talk at any time. Thank you.
Nelson?
My name's Nelson King. I just have a question. Is it a possibility to do a FOIA request on the finances of the water authority, find out how much money's coming in? Understand that you have 1,000 customers at $27 just to have an account per month. That's $27,000 right there, plus the water, plus the sewage. For items like Bear Valley coming up, it would just help open the books. It would help clear the muddy water that the community has. Where's the money going? What are you doing with it? Why is it getting spent somewhere else? Why do I have to foot the bill for it? So I know that I heard that the Pennsylvania Utilities Commission is the only one that could do the FOIA request. I was wondering if the Water Authority would not hide behind them and just open the books up for the community, find out who the contractors are, what the prices would be, so that way everybody has a clear idea how the money's managed. And I think that would help everybody out here. Thank you.
Thank you. I would just like to say that our audits are available to the public on the website, and if you cannot find it on the website, I'm sure that one of our secretaries at the office will be more than happy to print one of those out for you at any time. And we have something else on the agenda also that will help cover what Mr. Nelson had to say. Is there anyone else for public comment? And if everyone will stick around for the remainder of the meeting, we do have some things on our agenda that will help also answer some of those questions. We would like to thank everyone who spoke tonight and shared their concerns. We appreciate residents taking the time to attend meetings, especially during difficult moments like this. We encourage continued participation, not just tonight, but at our regular meetings as well. Thank you for remaining civil, for caring deeply about this community, and for being a part of the process. Borough Council will continue working hard towards solutions, and we appreciate your patience and engagement. The Borough Council will continue to provide information to the public about the steps that the borough is taking to address the community's concerns. All right, moving forward. To review and approve January 5th, 2026 meeting minutes. Do I have any discussion? All right, motion by Anthony, second by Stoner. Treasurer's report / bills payable, January, I'm sorry, all in favor saying aye. Opposed, nay. All right, so moved. Treasurer's report / bills payable, January 2026 Treasurer's report. Do I have a discussion? Do I have a motion? Okay, all in favor saying aye. Opposed, nay. So moved. January 2026 bills payable report. Any discussion? All in favor saying aye. Opposed, nay. So moved. Mayor's report.
I'm not going to show off this evening. I will say I agree with you guys. I think Mercersburg deserves better. I've said that for months now, and I think there's a lot of moving parts that we don't understand in here, and I think it's our job to maybe communicate that a little bit better. I do see an end to this road. It's not happening quickly, but I think that we have a tough year to get through, and that's just where we are. I think we're going to be talking about some other things this evening in terms of the emergency, but that's all I'm going to say this evening. I'm with you guys, and if there's anything I can do, or if I can answer anything for you, or if I can make myself available, please let me know.
Okay. Police report, members copy available request. Mr. Solicitor? Okay. For our manager's report, Connie? Okay. Let's move through this really quick. Committee reports, Act 537, no meeting. Finance, no meeting. Fire board, update to be provided. Dusty, Tom? Do you have anything to provide? You're good.
All right, thank you. A discussion going on and a proposal being made between the board of directors of the fire company, fire chief, and the water authority to try to figure out an agreement between the two, because the borough is mandated by the state to provide emergency medical or fire insurance or fire protection, and the water authority is also mandated to provide water. So it's sort of two entities that have to work together to get to work out a solution, and I think the proposal is to the water authority to come up with a joint meeting of the two entities and how to work out a solution for the existing situation.
Thank you, Tom. HARB, no meeting. Nominating committee, no meeting. Personnel, update to be provided. Okay, planning, update to be provided. Property / technology, update to be provided. Steering committee, no meeting. Streets, update to be provided. Summer playground, no meeting. Zoning hearing board, no meeting. Okay, old business, update. Proposed zoning text amendment as drafted pertaining to keeping of chickens as pets. Proposed hearing March 9th, 2026.
Yeah, we have a zoning ordinance amendment that has been proposed, it's been in the process for about 3 months. And originally, keeping of chickens in the borough was accounted for in the raising of livestock which required 7 acres of land. This amendment moves the keeping of chickens from raising of livestock to the keeping of pets. And for added clarity, this section was retitled to keep pets, non-commercial domestic animals. Now it's going to be defined as keeping of pets, no more than 8 hens, female chickens. Male chickens are not allowed. They must be kept in a secure enclosure or a fence at all times. They must be held within a hen house during the evening. And a little bit of history on this amendment. Came to council back in November. Council reviewed it, prepared an amendment. It moved on to the Planning Commission at their 12/10 meeting. Since then, it's been advertised. It's been reviewed and approved by Franklin County. And what we need here tonight is a motion from council to allow us to hold a hearing at the next council meeting. It'll be brief, 2 minutes, and we can adopt this change to the ordinance.
Okay. All right, all in favor saying aye. Opposed, nay. All right, so moved. Okay. All right, new business. Mercersburg Water Authority Organization.
I would like to make a motion requesting a letter of resignation from Water Authority Chairman Ed Twine, effective immediately, followed by a second motion requesting the reorg of the Mercersburg Water Authority.
All right, all in favor saying aye. I'm sorry, Toby second. Okay, do I have a discussion? First one was, Anthony, do you want to say that again for Tom? Okay, discussion.
Anthony, are you asking for a full resignation from the board or just for the chairmanship? You want him off the water authority?
Can't hear.
There's a lot of discussion on that. And I'm not sure if all of us agree that he should be fully removed from the water authority, but possibly removed from his chairmanship role. One of the reasons for that would be that he's the most experienced person that we have on the water authority. His our entire history of how our system has been built and operated over the last 3 years.
I have a motion and a second to have Ed removed so we can vote on it.
Right, and I'm just adding a little more to that because I would like to see a motion that removes him from the chairmanship, but not necessarily the authority. I would vote on that amendment.
Ready for discussion? Anybody else? All right. All in favor of removing Ed from chairman of the water authority and asking, or that's it?
Motion is to remove Ed from the water authority, period.
Okay. That is the motion. All in favor saying aye.
think we can. The solicitor comment.
Yeah, so that's why I was clarification. All you're looking for is essentially recommendations and direction to the board. And then depending on how those motions, if they are approved tonight, are received by the board, and you can further evaluate that. We can't hear.
Sorry.
Just to clarify, the discussion there was that, clarification of the motion is to make a recommendation to the authority board regarding the organization of the board and a recommendation that the named individual resign from the board. Not the Borough Council taking any action with respect to board membership tonight, but making recommendations to the board and to the individual.
We'll make a recommendation to the board with possible further action to be taken.
All right.
Can we read back the motion?
Give it to Connor.
Yeah, the council is making a recommendation to the Water Authority Board that Ed Twine tender his resignation. Is that correct? Effective immediately.
Okay, any further discussion?
Okay.
Okay, all those in favor saying aye? Aye. Opposed, nay? I have 2 nays. So can I have a showing of hands for aye? Okay, hands showing nay. I wins. All right, Anthony, did you have another one, or are you done with that?
The second motion was to reorg the Mercersburg Water Authority. Request that we reorg the Water Authority.
Okay, any discussion on reorganizing the Water Authority? Is there a second? Toby seconds, John seconds? Okay, question?
So everyone can hear me. Are we talking just the reorganize like they did the last meeting with the reorganizing the leadership there? Picking your chair and all that. Is that correct? I want to make sure I understand that. It's not anything further.
Yes, as chair, yes. That's what we're talking about.
Thank you.
Okay, Anthony, do I need a motion? Toby, you're seconding? Okay, any more further discussion? Okay, all in favor saying aye? Aye. Opposed, nay? So moved. All right. One other thing that we need to discuss with the water is, council is considering a state of emergency because current water system conditions have raised concerns about reliability and our ability to meet demand. The steps allows the borough to coordinate more closely with county and state partners and act more quickly if needed. It's about preparedness, not panic. So I need a motion to accept the state of emergency water system situation.
I make a motion we adopt resolution 17-26, resolution declaring state of emergency due to water system conditions.
Do I have a second? Okay, all in favor saying aye? Opposed, nay? So moved. Okay. Next, we're going to hear from MMP&W, Mark Sanders. Oh, Fire Chief Sanders.
Thank you. Have a prepared statement. Good evening, Madam President and members of council. Thank you for the opportunity to speak this evening. Over the past week, the Borough of Mercersburg, the Mercersburg Water Authority, and the MMP&W Volunteer Fire and Ambulance Company have been at the center of a varied public and at times emotional discussion regarding water supply and fire protection. My purpose this evening is to briefly recap those events, clarify several important facts, and ensure council has complete and accurate information for any action you may wish to take. Before doing so, I want to acknowledge several individuals whose actions helped de-escalate this situation early. I sincerely thank Madam President Craig and Water Authority Vice Chair Jason Craig for prioritizing meetings with me within 12 hours of the initial incident. Their responsiveness was instrumental in setting a cooler, more productive tone. I also thank Chris Hardinger for facilitating those meetings, and Senator Doug Mastriano for reaching out quickly and offering support for both this community and public safety. MMP&W fully respects the mission of the Mercersburg Water Authority. Providing safe, reliable drinking water is essential to public health. At the same time, the fire department's mission to protect life and property is equally essential. These missions are not inherently in conflict, but recent water capacity challenges have made fulfilling both more difficult. That reality is what brought us here. Following a phone conversation between myself and the chairman of the Water Authority, MMP&W issued a public statement on February 3rd. That action was not taken lightly. I want to be absolutely clear. Every action I have taken in this matter has been and will always be based upon public safety. My responsibility as fire chief is to protect all residents of the Borough of Mercersburg and everyone who lives, works in, or visits this community. That responsibility guides every decision I make. At the time of the conversation, I was operating under the reasonable assumption that the chairman was speaking on behalf of the authority. Much like everyone here reasonably assumes that I am speaking on behalf of MMP&W tonight. When the chairman of an authority contacts me in his official capacity, I assume he is speaking for the organization he represents. That assumption directly informed how seriously we treated the statements that were made. Once those statements were made, remaining silent was no longer an option for MMP&W. I also want to clarify the circumstances of that phone call. The call was unexpected and came into another individual's phone. It is not normal practice to handle sensitive conversations in a public area of the firehouse. However, because the call was unanticipated, the phone was handed to me in the moment and the conversation proceeded where we stood. While the call was not on speakerphone, the tone and volume were such that those present could clearly hear it. In this particular case, I'm ultimately glad it occurred in that setting for reasons that are now evident. Not all individuals present were members of or employees of MMP&W, and I can provide a list of witnesses if council requires it. On February 4th, the Water Authority released a statement. While we appreciate the authority's clear support for using hydrants to protect life or property, certain omissions need to be addressed so council has the full picture. Regarding item number 2 in the authority's release, while we appreciate the authority's while it is factual that the chairman stated he would let his own house burn, multiple properties within the borough were discussed during the same conversation, and the response was the same. This was not a single hypothetical. It was a broader discussion that directly informed our concern. Regarding item number 4 in the authority's release, the issue raised by MMP&W was not that the Park Avenue hydrant was removed as part of a planned project. The issue was the lack of notification when that hydrant was actually taken out of service. Following a Saturday incident, our crews attempted to use the hydrant and found it out of service. Only then were we advised it had been disconnected the previous Friday. That lack of timely notification is a significant operational concern. I am bringing these facts to council's attention not to escalate conflict, but to ensure you have complete and accurate information as you consider any actions or next steps. Our concerns were based on direct statements, direct experiences, and legitimate public safety implications. At this point, I want to focus forward. MMP&W has consistently communicated to the public that while we understand the frustration surrounding the water system, Meaningful change will take time. We also recognize and appreciate the genuine effort made by authority members and elected officials since this incident to improve communication and ensure these situations are handled differently going forward. MMP&W stands ready to move forward collaboratively and professionally. We will work with Council and the Water Authority to help protect and maintain the water system while continuing to prioritize fire protection and public safety. In return, we ask only that public safety remains a top priority in all discussions and decisions. MMP&W will continue to act as we always have, with public safety as our guiding principle for every resident, every visitor, and every call for help within the Mercersburg area. Thank you for your time, your leadership, and your committed commitment to this community.
Thank you, Fire Chief. Okay, moving on. Committees of Council. All right, on our Finance Committee, council members are Stoner, Morgan, and Craig. Personnel Committee is Stoner, Hefner, and Craig. Property Committee is Craig, Morgan, Sykes. Oh, I'm sorry, I need to go back to the personnel. The non-council members are Peterson, Twine, Malone, and Creighton. No. Okay, scratch Twine off of that, please. Okay, back to property. Council members Craig and Morgan, non-council members Sykes. Streets/sidewalks, council members Craig, Banks, adding Banks and adding Morgan. Non-council members are Sipes, Fry, and Creighton. Nominating committee, I'm going to ask the council if we can dissolve the nominating committee. It has not been used since 2011. So can I have a motion to dissolve the nominating committee? Any discussion? All in favor saying aye. Opposed, nay. So moved. Summer Playground Committee is going to be tabled until next month's meeting. And now I'm going to recommend to council that we create a new committee. It's going to be the Communications Committee. And I asked Councilman Don Pulaski to be the chair of this. Don, would you like to take the microphone and explain a little bit on what you would like to happen?
Anyone hear me? All right, go back. Yeah, the Communication Committee, along with the issue we've seen, and I know I've been out there, I was with you guys, on the other side here not too long ago, and one of my frustrations was communications and effective communications. So I thought council, we could do better with that. So with Bonnie's leadership here, we decided to do the Communications Committee, and the goal there is to bring transparency and effective communication through a digital presence, with a Facebook, hopefully a Facebook page and some other stuff, but also to do a better job at responding to requests and other items. So we'll get the committee together, we'll put a strategic communications plan together, but the goal is to bring more transparency to the public here in the community, the surrounding ones, as well as better communication. That's ultimately the two main goals of that committee. It's something that I personally believe in and dear to my heart. If we don't communicate effectively with the community here, that's where we lead to disagreements and problems. So that's my commitment. We're always open to feedback as well. So please, if you have suggestions on how we can improve that, please feel free to have it. Thank you.
Okay, do I have a motion by council to create the Communications Committee? Second. Any discussion? All in favor saying aye. Opposed, nay. So moved. And also for the Communications Committee, I'm going to ask two people from the public to help serve on this Communications Committee. If you are interested in it, please email Connie, at Borough Manager for the borough, and let me know if you're interested in it. I can only pick 2 people. And I guess have that done by the end of February, please. And also, this meeting will be held on the 3rd Monday of each month. Do I have to make a motion to have it held on that day? No, okay. For the communications. Personnel's the 1st, 3rd. The 3rd Monday. She said we're good. The 1st Monday? Okay, then we're going to change it to the 1st Monday of every month then. And if you would, like I said, if you're interested, please get back by the end of the month, please, to Connie. And serving on the communications will be Dawn as chair, Craig, and Morgan. All right, moving on to D. To authorize staff to develop an RFP for salt shed building construction as recommended during the January 7th, 2026 property committee meeting. This has to do with the salt shed down on our property. Connie, would you like to take over? Okay. So what we're asking is for a nomination to start the RFP process for rebuilding the salt shed construction. Starting. Second. Jacob. Any discussion? All in favor saying aye. Opposed nay. So moved. Authorizing staff to develop an RFP for an IT service agreement as recommended during the January 7th, 2026 property committee meeting. Okay, do I have a motion? Microphone's not working. Do you want to say something, Connie? Okay. Okay, do I have a motion? Second? All in favor saying aye? Oh, sorry, is there any discussion? Can you fix that for her?
Take a look at our assets, managing those, the network security, things like that. But this is just an early step in the process to develop an RFP for the service agreement.
Some of this will be discussed. Any other discussion? Okay, all in favor saying aye. Opposed, nay. So moved. All right, discussion on the Franklin County Conservation District Johnston's Run project.
Back on January 21st, the Franklin County Conservation District stopped by the office and they brought a request to the Borough of Mercersburg. They have funding from the Pennsylvania Fish and Boating Commission for a stream bank stabilization project along Johnston's Run. This project borders borough property and sewer authority property. Their ask of us is to provide access during this project and be a landowner permit holder for the project. The project's completely funded by the Fish Commission, and there is no permit fee. They're just asking us to consider holding the permit. The obligation on the part of the borough would be we provide access for inspection and repair for the next 20 years. The landowners must agree not to disturb the project for the next 20 years. And we would report annually and upload this information into a state system for the next 20 years is the obligation. So it's a good project. It's in your packets. What we're really asking here tonight is if you agree, we're at the point we would move this to the solicitor's office to review this agreement.
Second. Any discussion? All in favor saying aye. Opposed, nay. So moved. Discussion to purchase and use of AI-powered voice recording device for note-taking. This would be for Angie. Do I have a motion? Okay. Second. Any discussion?
Yeah, the price estimates range between 120 to 220 ballpark. The one I looked at was like 140. And what this is, just so everyone's clear, it's a recording device using AI technology that allows us to capture all the minutes and quickly upload them. So you're not doing the transcribing from a recorder. So it's going to improve efficiency, government efficiency. They won't have to waste this or use much time uploading notes, transcribing them from a recorder. This is going to use AI technology to record all the discussion going on in a minute, upload that to a Word document or something similar, and then allow us to put that out, allow us to produce the minutes in a more efficient and less time-consuming way.
Price range again was?
120 to 220-ish. I think I saw something around 140 on Amazon. Yeah, $120 to $100 to $220. Sorry, I should have clarified. Not to scare anybody out there.
No, this is a one-time.
Yeah, one-time deal, I think. Yeah. I think I saw somewhere around $10 to $15 a month, so you're looking at another roughly 120, maybe. I mean, we can look at that in more detail once we nail down. I can bring out like purchasing. I just really wanted to get the ball rolling tonight. I didn't think we actually purchase. I'll bring some options at our next meeting. So, if that helps clarify.
Any other discussion? All in favor saying aye. All opposed, nay. So moved. Discussion on communications. I think that we covered that. Check that out. Correspondence, none. Our meeting schedule is council February 23rd and March 9th. Sewer, February 12th. Water, February 19th. Finance, to be determined. Harb, March 3rd. Personnel, February 17th. Planning, February 18th. Streets, February 25th. Property, March 4th. General Purpose Authority to be announced. And can you give me the date that would be for the communications? I don't have my calendar out here for the first Monday of next month. The second. All right, so that'll be March 2nd. Okay, anything else the council has at this moment for anybody else? No?
Not from council. Not from council, but a special thank you to Deputy Floyd, K-9 Boots from the Sheriff's Department tonight for being here. Thank you.
Thank you. do I have a motion to enter into executive session with possible action being taken? Second? Okay, all in favor saying aye? Opposed, nay? Again, thank you all so much for coming. And on your agenda that you guys do have, you have the list of the dates for the next upcoming meetings. Just as big as this one was, we'd like to see them just as big on all these other dates. So come, please, ask your questions, continue to be involved, and thank you all again. I appreciate you all for coming.
We can't hear you.
Okay, again, the water meeting, the water authority meeting is on the 19th. The 19th, so please come, say your concerns again of what you had with the water. I think we're gonna have it here again. That way we'll have a big space, everybody can come and have something to say. If you have something to say, we want you to be heard. 7 o'clock? 7 o'clock, yes.